Epic Universe has some of the best theme park food ever, but it can't be all good, right? So I found the worst rated foods here in Universal's newest park, and today I'll be putting them to the test to find out what the worst food at Epic Universe is. After over 5 visits to Epic Universe and dining at almost every restaurant this park has to offer, I can honestly say there are very few foods I've tried that have been a skip. And you guys know, I'm a tough critic. So I've turned to the internet. I've scoured Yelp, Google, everywhere for the worst of the worst reviews. If the Karens say it's bad, I want to try it. We're gonna start right here in Celestial Park at Pizza Moon, where Steve says, "This is the worst pizza I have had at any of the 4 Universal parks. The sauce could have just been ketchup instead of the nonsense they used, and it would have tasted better." Steve, this is where I'm gonna stop you. I have had countless pizzas at Pizza Moon, and I will not tolerate any Pizza Moon pizza slander. The pizza here is amazing. But he goes on to say, "There was so much grease on it, I could have used it to fill a fryer and cook French fries with it. The chicken Alfredo looked like something I wouldn't even feed my dog, and yes, it tasted in kind. It was mushy, and the chicken tasted like shredded canned chicken in a mush pie." He ends the review by saying, "I will stick to Louis at Universal Studios Florida for my pizza fix and avoid this place at all costs." My blood is already boiling with this review. Like I said, I've had so many pizzas from here at Pizza Moon, and I have been so impressed. This has been hands down the best theme park pizza I have ever eaten. I absolutely love the pizza from here at Pizza Moon. I have been thoroughly impressed. I'd even go as far as saying this might be one of my favorite quick service restaurants here in Epic Universe. So we're not going to go the pizza route. I'm just going to disregard Steve's pizza review from here at Pizza Moon. However, we are going to try the chicken Alfredo. I've never tried any of the pastas here from Pizza Moon, so it's time to try some pasta. We're going to try the chicken Alfredo for Steve. So here we have the Cosmic Chicken Alfredo. This has radiatore pasta, I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, rotisserie chicken, roasted garlic bechamel, mushrooms, pesto, and fromage de lune for $16.99. Okay, this here is very much giving Domino's baked pasta, I must admit. And as soon as it was put on my table, it also kind of smells like Domino's, which is kind of crazy because, like I said, Pizza Moon is so delicious, and the pizza tastes so far from takeout Domino's, Pizza Hut, Papa John's pizza that it's kind of surprising that the pasta, I must admit, doesn't look too hot. But we'll see how it tastes. You can see we've got a little drizzle of our pesto on top. There's a sprinkle of Parmesan and maybe some herbs. I see maybe some crushed red pepper on top, and it's clearly been baked. We've got some crispy cheese along the outside there. Let's grab a bite right from the middle and see what we're working with in the middle of this pasta.
It is, but you want a chocolate milk? We're gonna.
Oh yeah, it looks like a lot of mushrooms, but we've got a good cheese pull there. Oh yeah, quite a bit of mushrooms. Wow. Steve, let's see if you're right. You've done it. You finally cooked me up something from your restaurant that I do not enjoy. Yeah. I really don't like this at all. Upon digging through this pasta, I have found out that it's about 60% mushrooms and 40% pasta. And the pasta that is in here is so overcooked that it has just turned into absolute mush. It is so mushy. It's really cheesy, so I'll give them that. I do appreciate the amount of cheese in here. It's definitely going to give me a stomach ache later. It's way too heavy to eat on a park day for me personally, especially in this Florida heat. It is hot as heck out there today, guys. So I don't think I could eat this on a hot Florida day. The amount of cheese in here is just too much. But an Alfredo pasta should be cheesy, so there's that. I do also like the crispy edges of cheese on the outside, so that's another good thing. I like how they mix the pesto in there with the Alfredo sauce. I always love a good mix of Alfredo and pesto together. However, the flavor from the mushrooms really just seeps in and changes the flavor of the Alfredo and the pesto, and it's just too much mushroom flavor. I wish they used broccoli instead of mushrooms. I feel like broccoli is better with Alfredo pasta. And Steve, you're right, the chicken doesn't taste like rotisserie chicken. It definitely tastes like canned chicken. This is definitely a miss. I gotta say, this is definitely one of the worst foods I have eaten in Epic Universe thus far, for sure, without a doubt. It's a miss for me. It's lacking salt, it's lacking pepper. It could also use more crushed red pepper flakes. I'm curious to see how the other pastas are here at Pizza Moon. If you've tried them, let me know. They also have like a vodka pasta, so who knows? Maybe those are a little bit better, but for now, I'll stick with the pizza here at Pizza Moon, the Pizza Lunar. You haven't steered me wrong yet, but we're on to the next worst food here at Epic Universe. I think we're headed to Dark Universe. Dark Universe is home to some pretty great food, but of course there are going to be some people that disagree, like Brody B. In particular, Brody B takes issue with Das Steakhaus, the main quick service restaurant in Dark Universe. He says it is a gross themed restaurant. He thinks his steak was microwaved and they forgot to add flavor to the red velvet cake, and above all else, nobody wants to eat food that is intentionally made to look gross. Brody, I disagree with you. I think that is the whole point of theming and what makes Das Steakhaus such a unique, fun theme park restaurant, and what makes Das Steakhaus a must-dine restaurant here in Epic Universe, in my opinion at least. Now, the theming in Das Steakhaus is unlike any other theme park restaurant. It's creepy, it's dark, and it could be a little scary for children, but like I said, that's what makes this place so unique. And the theming isn't just inside the restaurant, it is truly conveyed to the food. So we've picked up the steak and we've picked up the red velvet cake, and we're gonna see if they're really as bad as Brody says. We'll start with the carved staked steak. This is a carved strip steak with charred green onion mashed potatoes, roasted baby carrots, acorn squash, crispy maitake mushrooms, and a bloody jus for $23.99. For a quick service meal, $23.99 is quite pricey, and I must admit, this doesn't look much like a strip steak. To me, it looks more like a prime rib. At least it's cut like a prime rib. Let us remove our steaks in our steak. Ooh, one got left behind. And we've also been given this bloody jus. It is red and it looks quite creepy, but again, that is part of the theming and part of what makes Das Steakhaus so awesome. So we have to pour our jus over our steak. Oh yeah, I will admit that does look kind of disgusting, but I feel like we should get some on the potatoes as well. Now that is a Das Steakhouse meal. That was so corny. Now, Brody's main hang-up with this steak is that he said it tasted like it was microwaved, and it doesn't look great. I must admit, it looks to be quite fatty, but it's cutting pretty nicely, especially since we don't have that sharp of a knife. We've got to get all that bloody jus on our steak. Let's see how it is. I don't really think it tastes microwaved. And I think that jus adds a lot of good flavor. In fact, I think the jus adds all of the flavor. I think without the jus, it would be really, really bland, and it is quite overcooked for my personal liking. It definitely tastes more like a prime rib than a strip steak, like it's advertised as, and it is quite fatty as a prime rib should kind of be. I wish they had an area on the app where you could select what preference you would like your steak cooked, but at the end of the day, this is a quick service steak, an expensive quick service steak at about $24, so I'm not sure if I would really go for this again. I think there are better things on the menu here at Das Steakhouse. I really like the chicken on a steak here. I think that's one of the most tasty things you could get. So, it's not bad. Does it taste microwaved? I don't know if I would go that far, but it's definitely not something I would get again.
I think Chief Brody was correct in his assessment. It's just really, really chewy, and I'm getting pieces mostly without fat.
Well, Brody also mentioned the red velvet cake, so here we have the red velvet death. This is a red velvet heartbeat coffin cake with chocolate crumbs and puffed rice maggots for $6.99. This is another food from here at Das Steakhouse where the theming is certainly on point. I know I keep talking about that, but truly, the theming at this restaurant conveys in the food so well. We've got the Oreo crumble kind of dirt from the coffin, and the puffed rice maggots are just so cool. I understand how that could gross some people out, and they look so real. Like, if you didn't tell some people that it was puffed rice, I could see how they would think that these are real maggots. Like, it looks legit, but let's dig into this red velvet cake here and see if it's really that bad. You know what? Brody said they forgot to add flavor to his red velvet cake, and I couldn't disagree more. I think this red velvet cake is delicious. I think it's nice and moist. I love the cream cheese frosting in there. I think that gives it enough flavor on its own, and I love the flavor that the Oreos, the crushed Oreos on the bottom, add. I think this is a really solid dessert, a really good red velvet cake. Do I think it's like the best dessert in the park? No. But do I think there's plenty of flavor in there? Yeah, so Brody, I may agree with you a little bit on the steak, but I think you were wrong on the red velvet cake here. It's good. It is time to head back into Celestial Park because we have another 1-star review. This one's for another sweet treat, but this time from Frosty Moon. The poster child says, "We were really excited about this place, but we're very let down. You order a frozen treat like soft serve ice cream and frozen yogurt mixed in a cup or cone and get 2 toppings. We got 2 cups. One was a chocolate with strawberry cheesecake chunks and galactic sprinkles on the side. The other was a cheesecake with 2 Oreo toppings. We didn't finish any of it. The ice cream dash yogurt was way off and sourish. The sprinkles were like biting down on hard candies. My kid was having fun seeing if she could chomp down on them. The cheesecake chunk topping also tasted weird. No stars. Would not recommend for food." Well, the poster child, we have made it to Frosty Moon, and I'm gonna get exactly what you said. We're gonna get a chocolate cup with some of those cheesecake pieces and some of those sprinkles, and hopefully I don't break a tooth on these sprinkles if they're really as hard as you say they are. Okay, our ice cream is starting to melt, but I feel like the first thing that we have to try is the actual ice cream itself. Now, poster child said the ice cream tasted sour, so let's see if our chocolate ice cream that we've got is sour. I definitely got a little sprinkle in there, and I can tell you, those sprinkles are hard. The ice cream though, the ice cream is nice and rich. I actually think that chocolate ice cream is quite good, but those sprinkles that I accidentally got in that first bite, that was rough. Oh my God. That one was an even bigger sprinkle, and yeah. That is something you can for sure break your tooth on. We've got the strawberry cheesecake pieces, and let me just say, I think the options at Frosty Moon are so unique. It is starting to rain. Ah! Oh my gosh, that was crazy. It literally just started downpouring. But what I was trying to say is I think that Frosty Moon has some not only really unique flavors of ice cream and cheesecake and cookie butter, but they have some really unique toppings of ice cream that you could not only get in a cup of ice cream, but you could also get them in a cone. They have brownie pieces, they have cheesecake, they have some really cool things that you don't necessarily see at other theme park ice cream stops. I don't know. You could get strawberry cheesecake as a topping in your ice cream here, and the poster child says this is sour and wasn't good, so we'll see how it is. I did get an extra sprinkle on that cheesecake. That wasn't pleasant, but the cheesecake, you know, it tastes like cheesecake, which is normally a little sour, so
show them how hard it's raining.
it is, yeah. It is kind of pouring, but we've got a little cozy spot here in Celeste Tiki right next to Frosty Moon, and I'm just eating my ice cream. This is a cozy place to eat Frosty Moon. I don't know. I enjoy this ice cream. Maybe not the sprinkles so much, I wouldn't recommend, but I'm excited to try more of the flavors. I do love cookie butter, so next time I am trying the cookie butter flavor, but the chocolate, I can't complain. I like it. Super Nintendo World is next up on our list of lands to hit up for a stop at Toadstool Cafe. And I have to admit, out of all of the restaurants that I have eaten at, and I've eaten at every single one of them for the most part, the worst things that I have eaten in this entire park have pretty much come from this restaurant, so I might believe some of these reviews, although this restaurant is pretty cute inside. The first review that I've found comes from Michelle. They say, the food was maybe a 2 out of 10. Only things good were the mushroom soup, kids cookie, and the tiramisu. The Luigi burger was cold and bland. The truffle fries were just frozen fries with a truffle dipping sauce. The kids spaghetti I couldn't even eat. The sauce was so dry from probably sitting that it was as if there wasn't a sauce at all. The garlic knot with it was cold and dry. So naturally, we've got both the Luigi burger and the kids spaghetti. First, we're going to try the Luigi burger, which is a pesto grilled chicken sandwich, which has grilled chicken, basil pesto, Swiss cheese, green pepper, and spinach, served on a brioche bun with a side of truffle fries for $18.99. That is one expensive chicken sandwich. Now, before I get into this Luigi burger, I do want to mention another 1-star review I saw of it from Casey. Casey says they started with the chicken sandwich. It was cute with the mustache and hat, but took one bite and choked because of how dry it was. My partner tried and agreed. It was entirely not edible. Well, it is certainly cute with the mustache, with the hat. We've got all the sauces on there. We've got our bell pepper. I see the spinach on the bottom, the cheese. We've got to take our little Luigi hat off, sadly. We're going to dig into this burger and see if it's really as bad as everyone says. I haven't tried this yet, so I've been wanting to. I'm excited to see how it is. I got all the sauces on there and everything, so you guys can't fault me for that. And I have to say, it is still very, very dry. The bun itself tastes a little bit stale and dry. The chicken itself is very dried out, very unseasoned, very bland, like you guys said. I really actually like the green bell pepper on there. I've never had like green bell pepper on a chicken sandwich before, but I enjoy the flavor that it adds a lot. Not only does it add a good flavor, but it keeps with the theming of the green Luigi, you know? I guess they went the route of like a pesto aioli instead of just like a normal pesto sauce, and I wish they just went like normal pesto on this here, and I think it could definitely use just, you know, a normal pesto, maybe even some bacon on there to add some additional flavor and additional crunch, although the green bell pepper does add a good crunch to this sandwich here, but it's just not really giving anything, especially for almost $20. This is not a $20 quality chicken sandwich, and I know a lot of the food here at Epic Universe is going to be more expensive than your typical theme park quick service, and I understand that because it is more of a cross between a table service and a quick service restaurant, but still, it's not a $20 quality quick service restaurant, although it is very cute and themed well with the mustache and the hat too. But I have to say, you guys might be onto something. This isn't absolutely awful, but it's also not good. We're going to use our little hat as a pick to pick up some of these fries, because I heard some critiques on the fries as well. They're supposed to be truffle fries. You know, I love a good truffle fry, and these are the slightest hint of truffle fry that I have ever tasted. Michelle says they are frozen fries with just a truffle dipping sauce, and they are definitely frozen fries, but I do think they've been tossed in a little truffle oil, lightly salted, but they aren't great. I've had better fries in theme parks, better fries in Epic Universe as well. I think they have some better fries at some of the other quick service restaurants. Overall, I probably wouldn't get this meal again, but it might not be the worst thing that I've eaten in Epic Universe, so far today at least. Now in her review, Michelle also mentioned that the kids' power-up spaghetti marinara was bad, so we had to order that as well. This is spaghetti with marinara sauce and power-up Parmesan crisps, served with a Toadstool cheesy garlic knot and a coin cookie for $9.99. This is our first kids meal of the day that we've come across, and it is important to note that the kids meals here in Epic Universe, or at least the ones that I've come across, do not come with a drink. The kids meals at Disney World do come with a drink, so I wish we got a drink here, but we do pretty much have a full meal. We've got our entree in the spaghetti with these fun little Parmesan crisps, the character Parmesan crisps. We've got a garlic knot, and then we've also got a coin cookie. Let's open this coin box here, see what's inside. Should we eat our cookie first? Let's eat our cookie first. It's just a big hunk of white chocolate with a thin shortbread cookie in the middle. That's not great. Now our little mushroom-themed garlic knot. I've heard good things about these garlic knots. They also serve these as a side. These might be a little rough without a dipping sauce, though. We shall see. Oh, guys, that is rough. That is so dry. I legitimately almost choked. I feel like you could tell just how dry it is just from looking at this. Oh, that is borderline not edible. It had a good garlic salty kind of flavor. I don't know if it had much garlic flavor, but it had a garlic salt flavor on it, so not the best. Now for some of the spaghetti, and I feel like they do give you a good portion for a kid's meal, about $10. Solid portion again, like I said, with the other sides and stuff, it's plenty of food. Plenty of food to probably fill up an adult as well. Pasta's cooked nicely, but it totally just tastes like a jar of pasta sauce has been dumped in here. I appreciate that they're tossing it together, though. I like our little character Parmesan crisps. They're pretty tasty, but it's just jarred pasta sauce with a box of spaghetti. I mean, if you're looking for something to fill you up, I guess it's fine. It's definitely not as bad as some of the reviews I've read have said, but it's surely nothing special. If I'm looking for some pasta and just like a smaller portion, I might consider getting it, but if I'm looking for a gourmet meal, this ain't it. Before we head out of Toadstool Cafe, let me just say, I've read a lot of reviews of the restaurants all around Epic Universe in the past couple of days here, and the main complaint that I've been seeing regarding all of the restaurants is the wait time, that it's not only taken to get the food, but that it's taken to get a table, and the first issue I have had with that has been here at Toadstool Cafe. I waited just about an hour for a table here at Toadstool Cafe, so they definitely don't have enough people working. There are plenty of empty tables that have just been sitting empty, but there aren't enough people working to kind of get people seated at them. So be warned, if you see a line of people outside of Toadstool Cafe, be prepared to wait. Wait a while. It was about an hour for me, so I definitely see your complaints about that, and I see why there's a lot of one-star reviews in regards to the wait times. Oh my gosh, it was so chaotic in there. I am so ready to head out of Toadstool Cafe and into Harry Potter and the Ministry of Magic. We're going to be hitting up Goblet Noir for our next Worst Food in Epic Universe. Now, I happen to love a lot of food in this land, but we do have Anthony S., who left a 3-star review of Le Goblet Noir and said, not that hidden. Service was quick, but the food was rather meh. Had the beef goulash and wish there was more meat and more flavor. But we do have our goulash here, so let's see how it tastes. This is a braised beef stew with tomatoes, peppers, potatoes, seasoned with Hungarian paprika and egg noodles for $18.99. This here is a giant bowl of food. Like, do you see how large this is? This is going to be another hearty meal, similar to the Alfredo that we had from Pizza Moon in the beginning of this day. This is going to be a filling dish. Like, this is a lot. We've got a hearty portion of this beef goulash and then a bunch of these egg noodles here. And I've actually never had beef goulash before. Ryan, have you had beef goulash before?
What's that?
It's a Hungarian dish, I believe, with like beef and veggies and Hungarian paprika.
No, I have not.
Smells like beef stew. I just put my face right in it. Beef goulash. Anthony, this is very meh. I must say, I think it's lacking a lot of seasoning. I know in your review you said there wasn't a lot of meat, and actually, as I'm stirring it around, the meat is definitely all on the top. There are a lot of potatoes, a lot of carrots, some onions and peppers. They strategically put all the meat on the top to kind of trick you, because at first I was like, there's a lot of meat in here, but no. As I'm stirring it around, yeah, all the meat was on the top, so you are definitely right about that. There needs to be more meat in here. The chunks are rather large. There's some good chunks in here, but there's just not enough. It's mainly these potatoes and kind of like the filler veggies. In fact, I just got a big scoop here from the bottom, and it's all veggies. There's like no meat. I think I just ate, my first bite was one chunk of meat, and I actually only think there's like 4 more chunks of meat left in this whole bowl. And yeah, definitely lacking that paprika that they're talking about, lacking salt, lacking pepper. I don't like absolutely hate it. In fact, I like it more than I thought. Mom, I'm sorry. I do like this more than your beef stew that you make at home when I was a child. One of the things that I did not like, I despised actually, that my mother made as a child, she knows this, so this is not new information, was beef stew in a red Italian tomato sauce. I could not eat it. So I'm sorry, Mom, but I do like this better than your beef stew. But I still not really a fan. I think I like this maybe a little bit more because it has more of like a brown gravy, kind of red winey kind of vibe. But it's still not there for me. I like the chunks of veggies and how they are cut up small, but there definitely needs to be more meat. I think the egg noodles are good when you kind of mix them in there, but lacking flavor for sure. This goulash is a miss for me. If I come here next time, I like the sausage sandwich, the brat with that beer cheese on a pretzel roll. That's what I get. I think the beef sandwich here is also a little bit better, but I'd skip the goulash. With that, we have made it to our final food stop of the day, which is actually going to be at Comet Dogs back here in Celestial Park. Now, this is a place that I haven't been able to find any written reviews on, either on Google or on Yelp. However, there have been plenty of reviews, video reviews on YouTube, on TikTok, on Instagram, saying that Comet Dogs has, hands down, without a doubt, the worst food in Epic Universe. Now, at Comet Dogs, they have plenty of different crazy hot dogs. They have a bulgogi dog. They have a Philly cheesesteak dog. They have a regular hot dog. There's a couple others. But the one hot dog that stands out, that is on everyone's worst food they ate at Epic Universe list, is the infamous carrot dog. This is the smoky carrot dog. It's a slow roasted glazed carrot with vegan feta and micro cilantro inside an ube bun for $12.99. I have just been waiting for the day that I finally have to eat this hot dog. I actually have not been waiting for the day. I have been dreading the day that I have to eat this hot dog. I've seen so many reviews of people eating this. I have not seen a single person have anything positive to say about this carrot dog here. Oof. And I like vegan food. I like plant-based food. And I really like plant-based feta. I love ube, as you know. But this, guys, say a prayer for me. Hallelujah. Smoky carrot dog, here we go. I'm scared. Yeah, this is pretty awful. And I think the main reason that it's awful is because this carrot tastes like baby food. Like, not that I've had baby food recently.
What are you admitting right now?
But it tastes like what I imagine baby food would taste like. It's so overcooked that it's like mush, baby food. I actually think the vegan feta on there is good, and I think the ube bun, from the reviews I've seen, it said the ube bun was like really hard. My ube bun is really soft. So if there was an actual hot dog in here or an actual vegan dog opposed to a carrot, I think this would have some type of potential, but this carrot in here is atrocious, absolutely atrocious. This carrot is disgusting. So actually I have something positive to say about it, at least. Like, the bun is fine and the vegan feta is fine. It's just that carrot, that artificial smoke that they've got it roasted in, it's too soft. Baby food central right here. It's a thumbs down. Ryan, come on, try a bite, I dare you.
If Disney were to produce a Figment hot dog, this would be it.
Wait, we didn't address why Ryan is wearing Figment ears.
Don't tell them. Don't tell them.
He's filming a video. A Disney adult goes to Epic Universe, so it matches your Figment ears. Try it. I dare you. Come on.
This side is like as hard as a rock.
Oh, it is?
I don't really want to.
Please.
Why are you?
I dare you. I'll ride Harry Potter with you if you take a bite.
This feta is going to make me throw up. I cannot do feta cheese at all, and especially fake feta cheese. Don't get this, guys. I'm sorry.
How's the carrot?
Okay, taste it. And you're changing out the trash bag right now, so I can't spit it out. I can't take this. This is so disgusting. Why'd you make me do this?
Well, I do think that is the perfect way to end our worst foods here in Epic Universe video. Out of everything that I tried today, I do think that carrot dog would make the list, along with the first food that we tried. That chicken Alfredo from Pizza Moon really surprised me with how bad it was. It was the first bad thing I've had from Pizza Moon, so those two are definitely on the list of worst foods that I tried today. But again, a lot of the food here in Epic Universe is seriously so good. I have plenty of videos on my page talking about some of my favorite foods here in the park, so definitely make sure you guys check them out. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Thank you to everyone over on Patreon. I appreciate all of your support. If you enjoy honest food reviews, honest theme park food reviews, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. I'm trying to rinse away the carrot taste from my mouth. It still tastes like carrot baby food.